All right, gents, in this video, we're going to create a layout. You'll see there's tabs at the bottom of the page here, at the bottom of your working space called layout. So we're going to create two layouts and then save as PDF, and then you are ready to submit your CAD Skill Builder task. So what we want to do is click on a layout tab, right? This is now just a general size. It's actually quite small. And what we're going to do is we're going to right click on layout and go to page setup manager, right? And then we're going to modify this. What we're going to do is we're going to click on DWG to PDF. You want to save it as a PDF and A3. So you can use ISO full bleed or expand A3. So I'm going to go ISO expand A3, 420 by 297, right? And then I'm going to go extend. So we're going to use as much of the page as possible. We want to center the plot. We want everything to be in the middle, centered to the middle of the page. And then our custom scale is what we want. And we want it 1:1. And then we want to be on ACAD. We want to plot any transparency that we might have. Okay, so we want ACAD and plotting all the transparencies. And then we're going to go OK. Now you'll see that it sets an A3 perimeter for you and an expanded A3 perimeter. Okay. This so far is your model view window. And so what I'm going to do here is I'm actually going to delete that. And before we start, we're going to go to our Teams page, our CAD Skill Builder page, right? And we're going to go to our DWG files here, and we're going to click on the CAD setup DWG, and we're going to download. Right, then we're going to open it up in the new drawing page, and you'll see we've got the actual, we've got two CAD setups, in fact, or layouts. We've got this one, which is a kind of a simple standard one, and then we've got a nice little tag here. So you're welcome to use any of them. I have used this a few times before, probably a favorite of mine in the way it comes out once you save it as a PDF. But I'm going to use the simple one for now. You can decide. So what I will do here is I'm going to drag across all of this information. I'm going to go Control-C, right? Not copy, not the copy command. Now we just want to do a general Control-C. And we're going to go to our original drawing, right? And we're going to go to the layout that we have created, the A3 layout, and I'm going to go Control-V, and you'll see it copies that layout perfectly. And you can see that it's an A3 layout because it fits quite nicely within those extents. Right, so the layout's there. Now what you want to do is we want to bring the model space, right? This model space we want to bring into our page. So I'm going to type in MView, a model view, which brings a viewport in. We had a viewpoint earlier, which I've just deleted. So now I can specify this viewport from the top corner here all the way to the bottom corner, so we can use as much space on the page as possible. And you'll see that it brings the working as drawings in. This is for a different block. So I'm going to click in. So that's important to note. I click out and then I click in twice. So double click in. Now I can work in my model space through my layout. Right? I'm going to just scroll that in. But what I'm going to do is set the scale. So if I click on that, we can look at a scale that might work, sort of a pre-given one. So we can try 1:30. 1:30 actually works quite nicely. However, this is a little bit too close to that edge. So I want to click in again and try and go and center it on the page. Click out. Just come out a little bit. Just make sure it's centered. All right, there we go. That's centered quite nicely. Looking good. Perfect. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go and just change this out a little bit. So you can see that those lines are now covering all sorts of other lines. And I'm going to drag in and up and drag that in a little bit. Right, there we go. Looking good. Now what I will do is I'm going to go into my layer properties and I'm going to create a viewport layer. Okay, viewport. Right, and we can keep it on red. That's not a chain smash at all. And in fact, what I'm going to do here is, once that's done, good, is I'm going to go attribute that border over there, the viewport border, as the viewport layer, right? But I'm going to go back to layer properties here, and there's two things I'm going to do. I'm going to go to, where's the viewport? There it is. I don't want to print it, so I'm going to block it off from printing, and I'm going to hide it now because everything is in place. Okay, good. Now I don't see it. I've got everything centered to my page, and I can go add some annotations in a little bit. Right, so now that we're happy with the way everything is situated, positioned, and laid out, I'm going to go ahead here now and I'm going to add in some extra details. But what I will do is create a new annotation, and I'm going to call it layout. And this is because this is going to be writing pertaining to the scale of the layout. I'm going to go OK. And I'm going to make that 5 because now we're working on an A3 page, not a scale of 1:1. Right, I'm going to keep it on all that and say apply, close. Right, and you can keep it as in the red annotation writing, which I'm going to do so far. And the project, and you can go and add in all this detail. So the project is new design studio, or I'm just going to say design studio. You can see that made double line text, so we want to stretch that across so that it stays on one line. Right, then you can go and add in all this detail here. I'm going to do spacebar to repeat command. We know that the scale is 1:30 so far. So you add in all the other detail you need. This would be page 1, and your elevation would be page 2. So what you'll do here is, I'm going to delete layout 2, right? Okay. And I'm going to copy this layout. So I'm going to right click on this and go move or copy. I want to move it to the end. I'm going to say create a copy because I don't want to move it into the beginning because I want to keep sort of a progression. And I'm going to call that section. And let me go back here. While I'm there, let me label that plan. So it's my plan view. That's my section. So I'm going to go to section. You can see it just made a copy of that original one. Now, instead of me going in here and sort of creating a whole new layout, this is why I've done this. I can just double click in here now, and I can scroll down and bring my sectional elevation into picture. And now I've got that in place. Obviously, the title would read here, sectional elevation on AA, right? And there it is. Okay, the only thing we need to do, and we'll do this in the next video, is we're going to add at least 2 perimeter dimensions to our floor plan.